Today we are looking at the Archcraft Linux 2024.10.22 is the edition. So here you can see the boot menu. So I'm going to boot it in the default edition. So you can also call it as like a Archcraft 24.10 edition. So Archcraft Linux is based on Arch Linux and the country of origin is India. So it's from the India. And the desktop environment you get the BSPWM and the openbox. So right now I'm running it on the virtual machine, which is a VMware with a 60 GB of virtual disk, 8 GB of RAM, and my CPU is i5 1240p. So the booting process will take like a 2 or 3 minutes. Usually it will be lesser, but I'm going to say this much of time, but I'm going to mention as soon as the desktop layout is loaded. So this is the latest version or the October edition. So it's been like a 2-3 months maybe. I really don't remember when I last made this Archcraft Linux video. I think it will be like a 2-3 months ago. But this is the October edition and there is like a release notes and all those things. So as soon as the desktop layout is loaded, I'm going to show you the release notes and all the downloading process and the new changes in the latest version. So let's wait and see how much of time it's going to take. So here is our desktop layout. So it took like a 2 minutes 15 seconds. So there is already RAM and all the information is running already here. So welcome screen is not properly loaded here. So I'm just going to close these things and we are going to continue with all the other things. So here are all the welcome screen, installation, and all the other things like a help about Archcraft. So let me first show you the version. So the version you see is 2024.10. And the ISO file should be named with 2024.10.22. So this is the version we are using, the latest version. So let me open the internet browser and let's first go to the official website and I'm going to show you all the release notes. And all the applications you get the same things. There are some changes in the themes and other things like icons. I'm going to show you. I just read all the release notes, but I'm going to show you everything in front of you. So as you can see, there is kind of like a lag or something here. So it's not properly running here. So we're just going to open the browser. So let's make it bigger. And also the user experience is not pretty much smooth, as you can see. So there is like a kind of a lag and delay. So let's see how it works. And also the user experience will be different when compared to the bare metal. So right now I'm using it in the virtual machine. Most of the distros will run properly without any issues. There will be some distros sometimes there will be having some issues. And let's continue with the video. The version you get is the 131.0.3. And also the hardware resources. Right now it's consuming like a 1260 MB. In the bare metal, it's going to be consuming way lesser. So you need to understand these basic things. So in the bare metal, it's going to perform way better when compared to the virtual machines. Whatever the distro it is, it's not about the Archcraft or whatever the distro. So the distro difference will be in the virtual machines. It will be kind of sometimes there will be a minor lag. In the bare metal, it's going to be performing way better. So I'm going to open all the important tabs like a website, system requirements, and all those things. And I'm going to continue there. So here I opened every important tab. So let's first go with the about support. So the version you get is the 131.0.3. So this is the latest Firefox version and it's based on Arch Linux. So I already mentioned in the beginning, Archcraft is based on Arch Linux. So you should be seeing the distribution ID as Arch Linux. And about the Linux kernel, you get the 6.1.1. So about the Linux kernel, here is the website I opened. So you just need to type in like a Linux kernel and you should be getting the first link will be the obviously the official website. And here is the version. So 6.1 version is a long-term version. As you can see, here is the 6.1. So it's a long-term version you get in the Archcraft Linux. And the release dates. So here is like a mainline stable long-term. So you just need to go to the releases and you should be getting all the information. And about the Linux kernel 6.1. It's released on 2022-12-11 and end of life will be December 2026. So this is the version you get. And about some description of what is a long term, what is a stable, and what is a mainline. RC is a release candidate or pre-patch. Here you should be getting all the information. And in order to get the kernel information, you just need to type in like a uname-r, uname-a, neofetch, fastfetch, screenfetch. So there are a lot of commands you can get all the information. You can just type in like a inxi or inxi-s8 in order to get the kernel information. Or else if you have the Firefox browser, just type in like this about semicolon support, and you should be getting all the information about the browser and also the distro. So OS theme is like a Arc, and it's a dark theme, and also will be a light theme. And let me close the kernel. We got the kernel information. So here are other information like a memory size 7.7. I already mentioned I'm using 8 GB of RAM. Available RAM will be 7.7 GB. Disk space is like a 4.9 GB. Here is like a browser information, which I consider it as like a unimportant or not important for the video, because it's just a browser information. And here is like a Mesa and LLVM pipe information, and also here you should be seeing the same things. And the display or the window protocol is a X11, and desktop environment you get is the openbox. And here is the Mesa version 24.2.5.0. My monitor resolution is the 1920 x 1080, and these are some other information about the browser. So if anything is important for you here, you can just pause the video and read everything. So I'm just going to close this one also. So this is the official website. You just need to type in like a Archcraft Linux in the search engine, or else you can just type in like the URL, which is archcraft.io. And here is all the information. It's a minimal Linux distribution based on Arch Linux. So if you want some information about the Arch Linux, here is some description or some information about the Archcraft. And about the feature, it says like a minimal, stunning. It's an open box desktop environment, so it should be lightweight. And here you should be seeing the RAM. So right now it's like a 1486 MB, and you should be seeing way lesser in the bare metal. So here is some other information. And about the news, here is the news. Just click on the news, and here is like a Archcraft Prime release, WSC release, and this is the information we need to get. So just click on here, and here you should be seeing the October 2024 ISO of Archcraft is now available. And here are all the things: updated ISO profile, latest base with new packages, updated all Archcraft and AUR packages, added new cursor icon and GTK theme along with the updates to the existing ones, new openbox WM themes, new icons and nerve fonts, theme updates across both WMS, and added 5 new styles or themes, 4 new icon sets, added Kitty terminal support for both WMs, and alacritty configuration, added neofetch configuration, ZSH theme, and a picom configuration, various bug fixes, and more. So these are all the changes you get in this specific October 2024 edition. And this, you can call it like a 24.10, you can call it like a October 22 version, you can call whatever you want here. So let me show you the downloading process. You just need to click on the download, and you should be seeing the download section here. And the ISO file should be named as a 2024.10.22. And the user credentials is like a live boot of a user credential. The username and password for live session is just the live user. And Archcraft is only available for 32-bit, 64-bit architecture. So there is no 32-bit ARM or WSL edition. So never going to be. So you should get all the information right here. So there is no 32-bit. So that's the reason it's better to go with the 64-bit architecture here. And these are all some information. And it will take you to the SourceForge. If you want to go with the Google Drive, you can download from the Google Drive or with the Mega. And if you want to verify the ISO file, you can verify. So I'm going to show you the Google Drive first. So most of the cases there will be some pop-up like it's completely like way too many requests. So if it says like that, you just need to go with the SourceForge, and or else you can go with the Mega, whatever you want here. So right now there is no issue when going with the Google Drive. So let me show you the 24.10, and here you should be seeing the ISO file. So I'm using a VPN, so that's the reason some random language is coming up on the screen. So I think this is the download because we have the icon here. So I think this should be the downloading thing. So let's click on the download, and here is our ISO file. So it should be in English if you are not using a VPN, but I'm using a VPN of I don't know what server I'm using, but here is the ISO file, Archcraft 2024.10.22. So you should be seeing the ISO file while downloading, and also if you want to verify, you can verify. So we got some information right here, and about the system requirements, you can find the system requirements just typing in here, but right now there is no system requirements showing here. But if I get any information, I'm going to provide it in the description. So this is like a kind of like a lightweight, but it's almost consuming like a 1.5 GB. But it's a virtual machine, so I'm not going to say anything here. But in the bare metal, it's going to be consuming way lesser. So we got all the information about the news and also the downloading process. So I'm going to close everything, and let me open the terminal. And also you should be getting some about information right here. So there should be some application stats maybe. So here you should be seeing OS as the Archcraft, new Linux, and Linux kernel 6.11. My CPU memory is almost like a 867 MB, and here is like a RAM swap, and init system D capacity uptime is almost 13 minutes. Load. So you get some information here. So again, there is kind of like a gaps here, gap or space. I don't know whether it's like a fancy thing. I don't think it's like a fancy thing, because there is some issue here, and also the terminal closed for some reason. And as you can see, the terminal also completely disappeared. So let me try to open it again, and let's open it again. So we don't see any issue right now. So let's make it bigger, and let me type in some commands, and again we have some issues. So let me try the neofetch. So here you should be getting all the information about the neofetch, kernel information, the packages 1207, pacman, zhh 5.9, openbox desktop environment, like a themes and all those things right here, the VMware, the RAM, and uptime is almost 14 minutes. So let me type in like a inxi-sv8. Let me hit enter. So command not found. Let me try to install the INXI. So I installed the INXI. So here is the INXI information. So let me type in INXI-sv8 to get some audio, graphics, and all the other information. So here you should be getting all the information. So it's going to load everything. So let me go up and go through all the important things here. So let's first continue with the system. So here is all the system information. Host, it says like a Archcraft because I'm running it as a live boot. Kernel version 64-bit. Compiler GCC version is 14.2.1. And when you scroll it down, you should be seeing the desktop here. Openbox version 3.6.1 with a Plank, Polybar, and what else we have here? The distro Archcraft based on Arch Linux. And also in the background, as you can see, it's completely I think there is like a transparent thing happening in the background here. So I don't see the terminal, I just see the wallpaper. So there is some minor issues, I think. I don't know how it performs on your PC, but right now I am having some issues here. So there is like a kind of lag from the beginning. I don't know, maybe because of the VMware or maybe about the distro. But when you try in the VirtualBox, there shouldn't be some issues, but I didn't try it. So if I tried in the VirtualBox, I'm going to let you know. But it's always a good option. Try it on the virtual machines first. If you're satisfied, then go with the installation. Don't blindly trust on any Linux distros. Always do your research, and if you're satisfied, then go with the installation. So here is some of the information. Memory, it's 8 GB of RAM. I already mentioned I'm using 7.7 GB available RAM. And what else we have? So this is completely unnecessary, so I'm just going to scroll it down. My CPU, which I already mentioned like 3-4 times already. So vulnerabilities, flags, which is clearly unnecessary for the video. About the graphics, VMWGFX version you get is a 2.20. And what else we have? The display X11, server Xorg version is 21.1.13. XValant version is 24.1.3. So here is the XValant version. and the picom version is 12.3. Again, we see some disappearance of the terminal. And what else we have? The present resolution of the monitor, which is 1920 into 1080. Available resolutions is right here, and EGL version is 1.5. What else we have? OpenGL version is 4.5. Compact V version is 4.3. And Mesa version already mentioned in the beginning in the browser, which is 24.2.5. And now let's continue with the audio information. Here is the ELSA. Pipewire version is 1.2.5. And the jack. Here is all the information. And this is like a network, Bluetooth. I didn't turn on the Bluetooth for the virtual machine, so it should be saying like a no Bluetooth data found. So these are all some other information. If anything is important, you can just read it by pausing the video. Here are the repos. And process running right now 260. Uptime is almost 16 minutes. And init systemd version is 256. Clang version is 18.1.8. GCC version already mentioned. Shell is a ZSH. Version is 5.9. INXA version is 3.3.36. So let me type in cat /etc/issue. Hit enter. So here you should be seeing the Archcraft. So when we close the terminal, so here are all the applications. You just need to type in like a right click, and here you should be getting all the system stats and the key bindings. And again, we have some issues here. So I don't know how I'm going to continue the video, but I'm going to try it here about the XFCE. So I hope everything works again. So here is some XFCE about the XFCE. And if you want to change the themes, you can change by going to preference, menu style. You can change the style here. And also there are like some things to change here, like themes and all those things. So if you want to change the terminal color, you can change it like this. So it's not properly working, so I'm trying here everything my possible thing here to try to make it work. Functions, appearance. So it's not properly showing everything here. So here are some themes. So if you want to change any theme, you can change. Let's try to change the theme, whether it's going to work it or not. So whether we have the same issues, like there is like a glitchy thing going on throughout the video. So that's some issue I'm facing right now. So if you already have the good running Archcraft Linux running the older version, it's better to stay with that release instead of this release. Don't try to update right now because I'm having issue. But if you don't face any type of issues, then go with it, or else it's better to stay until the another version is released. So here are all the icons. So they mentioned there are like some icons and all those things. So here you should be seeing all the icons. So you can choose a lot of application icons here, and also there are some themes available. So if you want to choose anything, you can choose. And here are the fonts, here are the stylings. So let's check other things. Here are the applications. On the accessories, you get a few applications. So the Archcraft Linux is not filled with a lot of applications. You just get some basic applications. So here are all those things I'm going to show you. So you don't get the LibreOffice or anything like that. So you just get the basic things. Here are some settings. If you want to customize, you can customize. And what else we have? The system. So about the installer, let me show you the installer. Let's open the installation application. And here are some preference. Openbox menu style. If you want to reconfigure, you can reconfigure. Settings manager, you can change the style. So here are some other things. So they added some few things here. Let me see the node. So it's going to change everything. So you just need to wait for a few seconds and everything will be changed. So it's completely changing right now. So this is the node version or the node edition. And here is the same installer. So you get the Calamares installer version 3.3.9. So you should be seeing the Archcraft here. Choose the language here. There are plenty of languages available. Click on next. and location. And here you can choose the drop down menu or you can choose the map. It's clearly up to you. So you already use the Calamares installer, so I don't need to show you everything here. I'm just going to show you the basic things. So keyboard, choose your keyboard. If you want to choose your languages, you can choose. If you want to try to test your keyboard, you can test here, or else you can switch the keyboard. Click next, and this is the new thing you should be seeing in the Archcraft. So it's only available things like a desktop environment. Most of the Calamares installer you should be getting some till keyboard, and the partition will be next option. But right now you should be seeing the desktop edition. So already mentioned in the beginning, there are like a two desktop environment, which is the openbox and the other one is the BSPWM. So you can choose whatever you want. So the default will be the openbox. So if you want to choose the other one, you can choose it. So this is how it looks. When you click on next, here is the partition. You already know how to install these things. So I'm just going to close everything. So if you don't know how to install, you can just watch the tutorials in my channel, or you can watch other channels. It's clearly up to you. So there are like preference changes and also icons and all those things. So these are all the things you should be seeing. If you want to customize, you can customize according to your wish. Display monitor, if you want to change the styles, you can change the styles. There are like 15 options. In the previous thing, I think there were like 10 options, but right now you should be seeing like 15 options. And about the font, you should be seeing the fonts here. And about the terminal colors, you should be getting plenty of colors. And if you want to change the wallpaper, you just need to click on change wallpaper, and here you should be getting a bunch of wallpapers. So it's going to take a few seconds or maybe a minute. So it's kind of like a Windows 11 wallpaper. I don't know, it's not my favorite wallpaper, but most of the Linux distros nowadays providing like a Windows 11 wallpaper. So it's not my favorite wallpaper, but if it's your favorite wallpaper, then you can choose the Windows 11 wallpaper. It's not exactly like a Windows 11 wallpaper. It's kind of like a similar wallpaper. And here are all the other changes or the other wallpapers you should be seeing. So if you want to change to any other things, you can change it here. And if you want to change the preference, you can change the preference. And if you want to customize other things like automatic, scaled, centered, titled, or zoomed, you can change whatever you want for the wallpaper here, and just click on apply and it's going to change it. And about some desktop features, here is like a date and time, and it says like a not available, 40% volume, and these are all some applications, nitrogen. So right now everything is working. So after changing the style, so there is no glitchy thing while almost from the beginning there was some glitchy thing. Right now there is no such thing. So maybe because of the theme, I don't know. I switched it to the other theme, or the whatever you call it, like a change style. I changed the style. Now everything is working properly. Here is like other thing. So it's going to change to the hack mode. So, or the hack style. So you should be seeing some commands and all those things here. So everything is changed now. And if you want to change to other things, you can change by clicking on the style, and you can change everything here. And here is like a open box style. If you want like a minimal and iconic and other things, you can choose whatever you want. If you want to go with the settings, you can go with it. And about the applications, I already mentioned, you don't get a bunch of applications, you just get the basic applications. If you want anything, you can install it on your own. So basically you don't get anything. It's kind of like most of without any bloatware or anything. You just get some like a Firefox web browser and like a document viewer and other settings and all those things. So here is like a appearance and the power manager. So most of the things I kept everything as a default. I didn't change anything, or anything is changed here. So everything is kept as a default. So these are all the changes. They already mentioned everything in the release notes. So those are all the changes. So I'm not going to open every applications and show you, because it will be a waste of time. So these are all the things working. So after changing the themes, the glitchy thing was stopped. So that's the good thing in this video. So in the beginning, from the beginning, there was some glitchy thing, as you can see. So right now everything is stopped. So it's better to change. If you see any issues like that, then change the theme and try to use it for like 3-4 hours. If you're satisfied, then go with the installation. I thought there was some bug, but right now after changing the style, it's working properly without any issues. So it's a good thing right now. So I don't have any issues right now with the distro. So there are styles, like a 15 styles, you can choose those things. So that's the thing which is mentioned in the release notes, and also themes, icons, and also everything is changed. So here is the file manager, and also there is a bit of time delay while opening the applications also. So it should be completely different in the bare metal. So this is how the Archcraft Linux worked in my PC or in the virtual machine. So if you want to try, you can try it on your own and do all the research. If you're satisfied, then go with the installations, or else you can check another Linux distros. There are plenty of Linux distros available in the channel. So if you want to subscribe, you can subscribe. I'll be posting 2 videos daily without missing. Nowadays there is like a no topic or any content, so that's the reason I'm just posting a single video, or else usually I'll be posting like a 2 videos. So it's almost like a 10-15 days. There is no new Linux distros available in the Linux market, so that's the reason I don't post anything. So I'm just posting the single videos daily. So if I get any content, then there will be completely 2 videos daily, so there will be some gap. So if you want to subscribe, you can subscribe. And about the login or the logout credentials, I already mentioned the password, and the username is just the live user. So let me show you the logout screen, and I'm going to end the video. So here is the power options. Let's click on the logout. So it's going to show you the logout screen. So if you want to install any applications, you can install the applications, and if you want to try it, you can try it. So here is the session. Here are the 2 options. You can choose the BSPWM or the openbox. So the password, everything is already mentioned. So that's it for the video. Thanks for watching. Peace out.